welcome back to AFU United WFC. Another watch along versus Everton as well. I didn't think we'd be doing another one. I got to be honest. We said that after the Bayern Munich watch along, and then we did one for Everton, and now we're doing another one, another one for Everton. So here we are. I'm joined by Barry. I was going to say this evening. It's not this evening. This afternoon, to go through all of the talking points. And if you've watched one of these before, any questions, any discussion points, anything you viewers want to talk about, I think will be the discussion of the hour or the 2 hours as we go through the game. So that will be the order of it. I'm just going to bring up the team news while Barry has his kind of say on the team news, because we're about 8 minutes to kick off. But I will share my screen and bring the team news up for those who might not have seen it. So that is the lineup. Barry, what are you saying on that? What's your initial thoughts on that lineup there?
I think it's going to be the same as we would normally have, if we're brutally honest. Obviously, Apps is playing up front. No, she's in goal. The only talking point here is whether or not Thor's going to get moved into centre-back or if she's going to play right-back. But if I know Skinner, and I think I do, Thor's going to be right-back, Blundell left-back. We're going to have Turner and MLT in the middle. It's nice to see Zellerman Ladd as the two sitting back, the two-man pivot or the two-woman pivot. Tooney will be just in front. And then, of course, we've got Garcia, Galton on the wings, I would presume, and Paris up the front. That's my guess.
Yeah, I think so. When I put this team, I made a little graphic, as we always do, while we're putting the players together in terms of where we think these are going to line up. Now, I've got it looking like that, which I think is the way you've just described it there. Is there any disagreements in terms of how we think that's going to look, or are we expecting
exactly wide?
Yeah, so let's start with that then. Maria, again, potentially, obviously we don't know, we're speculating. There's about 7 minutes to go. We'll find out then. What's your thoughts on that initially, that Maria, again, potentially a fullback in line?
I hope he changes it, Connor. I hope he does. I hope he puts MLT at right back and moves Thor into the middle, because she's going to be better there, ultimately. But whether or not he will, different matter altogether. I'm going to sneeze, I think, in a minute. So if I mute myself, that'll happen. It's just sort of sitting around there at the top of the nose at the minute, threatening to come out. But yeah, so that for me would be the big thing. Let's move Thor inside. It makes sense. And yeah, I feel sorry for Tunkara. I think she could have potentially earned an opportunity during the week against Durham, but it wasn't to be. But it is nice to see Hayley Ladd in the midfield as well. I think the Zellum Ladd partnership has got legs for sure. So yeah, very, very interested to see how this works out.
Indeed, I don't know what you heard to see. I disagree. I like the training tops. I think they look really nice. I don't know. I can see why people maybe don't like them, but I think they look quite good.
They're nice and colourful. It's like a Picasso painting.
Picasso? Oh, possibly you.
Picasso, I don't know. Are we on buttons again? Is this what's happened to me?
Very posh that was. John's in the chat. Nice to see a bad choice putting Maria at right back. There we go. Like I said, we're kind of hoping that that's not the case, but we shall see. I'm going to repeat this over the course of the first half. What we're going to do for this watch along at this time, we are actually going to stick the StreamYard link in the chat for half time. So if anyone wants to come on and have their say at half time in terms of what's going on, what we've seen in the first half, we're going to stick the StreamYard link in the chat just before half time. You can come on, have your say. You don't need to have your camera on. You don't need to have any of that. We just need to be able to hear you. So if you do want to come on at half time and give us your thoughts on what we've seen in the first half, by all means do that. I'll stick the link just before half time, and we'll do the same again at full time as well if you want to come on and have your say on the game. Hello to Titus. I think Titus is doing very well in the predictions league, so that is good to see you in the chat. I'm pretty sure you are still in the top 10 last time I checked. That is the best way to do it, by the way. If you are watching this stream, have your TV on the background, have us on your phone, mute the commentary and listen to us. That's the best way of doing this.
Nice question, Holly. Loving that. Well, we've already done ours. I have gone 3-0 to Man United, I'm pretty sure. Connor's not sure what he's going for. On the last show, he went 3-1 to United. On the prediction league, he's gone 2-0. So I'm guessing a 1-1 draw from you, Connor, now.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. Like you said, I've chose 2 different results. So I think I'm going to stick with my predictions league one and say 2-0. I was a bit cautious on the show, saying that we're going to concede. It's Benison and Parker. It's the 2 players that I'd be worried about. But I'm a little bit more confident that we won't concede. I just don't think we're going to score 3. But Holly, fair enough. 3-0 United. That is a confident way of looking at it. We need a response, don't we, from Wednesday night? The performance against Leicester wasn't great. The performance against Durham was better, but it was still, better than poor is still not good. So yeah, we need a better response today, don't we, Barry?
Massively so. And it's interesting they're putting up the Everton team there. So you mentioned Benison and Park. They're up there at the top. Beaver Jones, she scored as well. No mention of OG. OG, as we worked out, was Everton's top goal scorer. They have put Thor as right back with Letitia centre back. They've got Toon playing on the left of Zellum, which is quite interesting. But we don't trust those graphics. We trust our eyes. So it'll be interesting to see. Because they would have Ladd playing as the midfielder that's further forward, and I'm not convinced that would be the case. But we shall see. Hayley Ladd's got 5 goals for the club, so she could add to that.
She has got quite a few goals for a player that's supposed to be a deep lying kind of defensive midfielder. She has got quite a lot of goals under her belt, which is good to see as well. Yes,
chipping in with goals, Connor. Really. They're going to have to get loads, but it'd be nice for them to get a few, wouldn't it?
Yes, exactly. It's good to have goals all over the pitch. Yehuda, they're saying, just seeing our guys Charlie and Shane singing their hearts out. Yes, indeed. I've been sent a couple of videos by Charlie, which I'm sure you'll see at some point of those 2 as well. 3-0, 3 own goals. That'd be quite something. Didn't you say on the show yesterday, Barry, Everton's not yesterday, the day before, Everton's top scorer is
his own goal.
His own goal.
Yeah, they had an own goal against Leicester, and that was what gave them the 1-0 win. And in their 3-1 defeat at home to Chelsea, that was a Chelsea own goal as well. So, other than that, it's just 1 goal across the park. But we're very similar. Our top goal scorer's also got 2, which is MLT and Nikita Barrett and Toon. So, be interesting to see how we get on today.
Good to see you, TJ. Titus clean sheath for Herbs. That would be quite something.
It's important to clean your sheath, to be honest with you. Otherwise, your knife gets dirty every time you put it in, or your arrows. So, good idea to clean it for sure.
So the game is the players are all out on the pitch now, just doing their last minute talks. Ellen giving a little bit of a team talk to the rest of the girls. Like we said, if you are just joining us, make sure you've got the game on in the background. It is on BBC One in the UK. I'm not actually sure what channels it's on outside of the UK, but make sure you're watching the game and just have us in the background, just talking about the game and just talking about all kinds of things as well, because that's what you do when you're at the game. You just chat away about all kinds of nonsense. So that's how we like to do things over here. Seriously, that's a tight game. I'm afraid we could struggle. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be easy. Everton put a really good showing against Chelsea, and that I agree with what Fiona said the other day. That was not a 3-1 game. So it is going to be tough. They look good this season, like I said, especially with the counter-attack pace of Benison and Park that they've got as well. But we are underway with Ladd as the deep line midfielder, and it is Maria at right back, and it is Maya Letitia at right centre back.
No major surprises there. Insofar as Mark's clearly decided that's what he wants to do, it would be a bit of a climb down, really, to change that, wouldn't it? So, BBC One, Madison, BBC One.
If you're in the UK, I'm just trying to find out for you where you can watch it if you're not in the UK. We have got a few international viewers in the comments already, so I don't know whether
it's an FA player, wouldn't it be?
That's what I'm just double checking. Yehuda and Titus TJ, where are you guys?
Yeah, in Brazil, it's on ESPN Star Plus.
Just so you can make sure you can watch that one as well, because we all want to support the girls and make sure you can see the United fans behind the goal. I'm not going to call it a stadium because it just isn't, is it? It's a park. Let's get that right.
Well, the clue is in the title, to be fair. It doesn't call itself Walton Hall Stadium, does it?
So John Commode said, didn't realise it was on BBC One FA player. It's listen only, okay. But Yehuda is also saying FA player. So it's a little bit of not quite sure what's going on there.
I would imagine that internationally it's on FA player. And I would imagine in England, Britain, it's going to be on BBC, would be my guess.
2 talking points, Barry, already in the chat. First one from Tony. Maria at left back, she actually is. Hannah is out on the right.
Get out of the town. You can see her on the right-hand side now. Well, to be fair, we've seen Thor play fullback now in 2 games. We saw her do that against Durham, and we saw her do that against Leicester. She was a right fullback at Leicester, and it was a dog's dinner of a performance. I'm sorry, it really wasn't good. But her performance at left back was much more positive. And I think she played a lot better, got forward a lot more. So, yeah, that was of the many different changes we thought might happen. Switching the fullbacks has made a bit of a difference. But maybe that's really clever from Mark, because if you're Everton, you're thinking to yourself, oh, Thor's going to be right back. We'll be able to do a lot of attacking down the left. And immediately they've got to change that. And here we go going forward already. Oh, Garcia's fallen over, but she's got back up again.
I'm going to come to your comment in a second, Sims. Thor's just lofted a long one. Oh, just nipped over the bar. So what I'll do for you, so the supporters club did actually tweet a picture, which I'm going to put on screen now for you. So if you haven't already, check this out. So oh God, that's really small. I will try and zoom in for you, which I can't.
You'll have to zoom in, mate.
What I'll do, I'll save this picture and bring it up because I can't see that either. Bear with me 2
seconds. Is that? I can't even see Zambia on that. Rest of the world. What does that say at the bottom there? Oh, no, they didn't need to see that, did they? My whacking great forehead.
I'll bring it up for you now, just so it's...
What did it say for rest of the world? This is what this man needs to know. Or woman. Hard to tell. His name would be.
There you go. Oh, I see. Is that big enough for you? I can't
FA
make it any
player.
bigger.
There we go. So FA player for you, Mr. Sims. That's quite nice, actually. You could just leave that there for a while. It's not blocking anybody.
There we are. I know I was going to say I'll keep it there for just a few seconds for people that are joining in. Yehuda's asking what time we're on. The clock's currently not on. So we're on 3 minutes 52, 3, 4, 5, so on.
I'm a second ahead of you.
And TJ saying my FA stream seems to be 30 seconds a minute slower than you two. What you want to do then, pause us for 30 seconds or a minute, and then you'll be in sync with what's happening on
Good
your stream.
plan, Mr. Roberts.
So that's how you want to do that. TJ knows all the ins and outs here. So again, I can confirm if you VPN to Italy, then yes, the FA player stream works. There you go.
Italy. See.
Got our...
Do you know what they enjoy in Italy, Connor?
Oh, God.
It's pizza with pineapple on it.
No, they don't. Nobody enjoys that.
I do.
They really don't.
I do. Importantly, we've missed Don out there, and I think we should come back to Don's question, because I'm struggling to disagree with this one.
Just 2 seconds. We have got attack 2. Oh, it's a good save from the keeper. That again, that's one of those chances you want to be putting away. When you're 3 on the keeper. I know it's a hard volley. She did well to get it on target, but so basically Garcia down the right hand side. She's chipped across in. You've got Toon and I think it was Galton on the far left. Yes, it was Galton. Toon is inside the box. It's a free volley from kind of 7-8 yards out, just straight down the middle, and the keeper's pushed over the bar for a corner. So a little bit disappointing.
It is. And fun fact about Toon, according to the Opta stats, she's been directly involved in 6 goals in 6 appearances against Everton, 4 goals, 2 assists, which is her best return against any side in the competition. So that was nearly 7 there.
There we are. But yes, just watch this corner play out. Zellam's put it in. It has been headed away.
Cleared.
Back out to Zellam on the left-hand side. Puts it... I don't really know what to call that. Kind of a path.
Wasn't it?
Into Maria. Selim's chip one through to Paris. I don't think she's going to keep that in. No, unfortunately not. So Dom, back to your comment here. What's the point of acquiring Tunkara? I agree with Barry. I don't quite know what to think on this because, as we've all said, she's a French international. She's clearly not a bad player. I think these are the types of games you want to be seeing her in. She played pretty well, I thought, on Wednesday night. I don't think she had too many errors or mistakes of note. So I'm a little bit baffled by this as well in terms of why we've not seen more of her in the league when we've got Ona out and stick Maya at right back, where she predominantly played for Brighton last season. So it is a little bit strange.
It's really strange. Really strange. Like I said the other day, when I know we had a laugh and a joke about cheese-based puns and all that sort of thing, but I do just find it incredible, really, that we have a fullback, somebody who's played fullback for the bulk of their career in the WSL, short though that career might be. And yet here we are farming her out into the centre-back position and trying to put other players into positions that they don't usually start in. I didn't think it was particularly fair, really, on Thor to expect her to do this. And you've got Tunkara there. It just seems a bit odd to me. You could have had either Thor or Tunkara. It's very strange. It seems to me that he's definitely looking to keep MLT as a centre-back and not as a full-back, which is
fair enough considering what she's done at centre-back. Her passing range leads to a lot of her attacks, but I think when you've got injuries, you've got to adapt to play. It's not like Maya can't play at right back, which Paris just trying to beat the player there and just runs it out of play.
Gorilla's asked if we can put the score on the screen. We can add that, can't we, to the old slider that's coming down the bottom?
So, yes.
We could do that for you, Mr. Gorilla, if that is your real name. I've got my pen. What else is going on whilst you're doing that? Okay, TJ's paused us. Interesting to see if that worked. Did it work for you, TJ? Are you level with us now? Did you just see Gordon amazingly losing the ball, contrary to her song? I won it back. All wrong.
I'll update this every few minutes because I've put the minute on there. It's about the 8-minute 30 odd, but I've put 10 minutes just because it rounds it up.
It'd be so funny if we scored in the next 10 seconds.
I agree with that. A bit worrying having Thor against Jess Park, 100%. But to be fair, I think Jess Park against anyone is a concern.
The thing is Thor is good defensively. Let's have it right. My drama with having Thor in defence isn't because I think she's going to cause a massive clangor. My problem with Thor in the defence at fullback is that she doesn't get forward as well as Blundell, as well as Letitia could, as well as Ona does. And that's my only drama with having her at fullback. It's got nothing to do with her defensive capability. I feel absolutely she can do really well at that.
Indeed, and yes, Yehuda, we were wrong. I don't know whether you've just answered this. I think you just did.
I did, yeah.
But James, good afternoon to yourself.
Neighbours, that was a good soap, wasn't it?
I don't think I ever watched it.
Did you never watch Neighbours? What is wrong with you?
Is it like one of those old-fashioned things that just...
It's an Australian one. It had Kylie Minogue in it, and Margot Robbie, Jason Donovan, Holly Valance.
No, I'm sorry. no bells to me.
Kylie Minogue, and you're like, no, I don't know who that is.
I know who Kylie is, but I couldn't tell you who any of the others are.
Oh my goodness. Margot Robbie, she was in Wolf of Wall Street with Leonardo DiCaprio.
I've never seen that either.
What have you been spending your life doing?
I mean, it's a fair point. You could argue you have 3 players out of position.
I mean, fullback is fullback, really, whichever way you slice it. But yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, Dennis Irwin was one of the best left backs I've ever seen, and he was right-footed. So that's not the end of the world. I just think it's a little bit strange. Ooh, quite get there on the overlap we got here. Absolutely, and it used to be Neighbours was an interesting one. It used to be on at lunchtime, and it then used to be on again at dinner time. So I think you could watch yesterday's show at lunchtime and today's show after dinner. It was brilliant. We used to love sitting down and watching a bit of Neighbours. Here we go. Even just like you never saw Wolf of Wall Street. It's outrageous.
No, I haven't. I've got to be honest. Tunis just flung her arms up at somebody there. I don't know whether she was expecting someone to make a run, but she wasn't happy with somebody. I've never seen any DC or Marvel or any of those kinds of things.
What do you watch, Connor? If you're not, apart from the Formula One, which nobody really cares about.
I'm just not a big action fan, because you know what's going to happen. There'll be a bad person, there'll be somebody they need to save. It'll look good for the first part of the film. Then it'll look like it's all going to go wrong and they're not going to save them, and then they defeat them and it's moving on to the next one. It's just the same, just repeated with different types of. And the good people never die off, and it's just so predictable. So I never watch it.
The guy that's watched Max Verstappen win virtually every race while they just go round, round, and round 60 times doesn't like repetitive things.
But something could change. That's my point.
Or something could change in the action film. Nobody expected Iron Man to die. Go on, win it!
Come on, is that Paris?
Come on, little Keats.
That's what we love to see. I can update the ticker. There we go.
What a player for a finished player. She's now got 3 goals, which we can confirm is better than her return last season in less games. To be fair, she couldn't miss, could she?
I'll be very concerned if she did.
But it was a brilliant little bit of skill there. Who does the ball come in from? Well, of course it is. A.T. Zellum throws one in there. Galton heads it across. Goalkeeper's come out. Silly thing for the goalie to do. Rambo wouldn't have done that. That little back heel from Garcia as well. And then, goalie's out of it. Keats just had to finish it off. And she does for her 3rd goal of the season. And is now the top goal scorer for Manchester United Women FC this season.
Who'd have thought it for a Finnish player, eh?
Me. I called it.
Just very quickly, there you go, Genius. I don't know where you're watching.
The match? It's usually in the match box.
I don't know where you're watching from, but I'll just leave that on screen for a second for you. If you are watching from any of those regions.
I want to know where Stannis is. See, they're just under Spain. We've got Stannis. Who's Stannis? Is that Lucy? She got her own place where she can watch.
Indeed, take that. It's ludicrous, absolutely ludicrous.
Never forget, TJ. Never forget.
You can hear some of the songs being sung out for Paris now. It's just.
I'm a little bit worried about you, Connor. You've missed that entirely. Do you know that are right?
I know what? Say that again.
You know Take That are?
Yes.
And you know their song Never Forget?
No.
So much to teach you, dear boy. Oh, good save, Mary.
Good. Go on, Barry. Talk us through what just happened there.
Well, I didn't really see much. I looked up and then the ball came flying in from the left-hand side and she just gave it her best Gandalf and gave it, "You shall not pass." And they did not. Now Tooney's down as well. Goodness me, it's all going on. Correct, Johnny K. Let's see what the replay says. Apps has gone down on 1-0. So I don't know who it is on the left-hand side, but it's just literally nobody there. She's gone past Blundell like she's not there. Great save from Earps, and then headed out by Turner, I think.
You can see Shane and Charlie there celebrating that almost like a goal. I don't know if anyone caught that on the on the footage. That's a good save by Earps. It is straight at her, but you've got to make those saves. Not bad for a player. That's a good comment from Tony there. Not bad for a player. Some fans are criticising before she got it. Exactly.
Finnegan went through Toon there like it was a crash test dummy.
And they say she's done exactly. She's gonna. I said this when we signed her. She's hungry for a World Cup spot next year. That spot is not guaranteed anymore with a lot of the youngsters coming through. So it was a win-win signing on that front.
A fact for you about Mary Earps. She's kept a clean. Well, United have kept a clean sheet in 7 of the last 8 games in the WSL. So that's Earps. She's got 46 clean sheets in the competition, which is 3 more than any other goalkeeper. So we're looking for another one today, FC.
That is a good stat there. So Spurs are also 1 up away at Brighton. They scored early on as well. Just keep an eye on
Watching
that.
from who? JM?
What are you talking about here? That's Zambia. Not Zambia, Jamaica. Get my flags right. Did you not see? This is where I'm going to show you up on flags here. I play a lot of FIFA, you see. I know my flags. It's probably the one thing I do know. But no, that's fair enough. And thanks for joining us. I've not seen you in the chat before. Hope you're enjoying the stream, and we'll come back.
What are you talking about? Flags?
Can you not see the flag? It's on screen. It's on screen right now.
It just says JM.
It doesn't.
I'm telling you, it does. Keep it there. I'm going to break our own copyright here and just prove it to you. I've not gone mad. There we go. Just telling this one to you. If it was the flag, I'd have known that. Here we go. Proof.
There's something wrong with your thing there.
Well, TJ's got it as well. I don't see the flag either. See, it's not just me. I've not gone mad. Well, what are we on? 18 minutes. And it's been a great start. It's what we seem to do in the WSL. I don't know why we can do this in this, but not in other matches. Giving the ball away there, though. Well won back. What else? Oh, yep. Johnny K's watching from the Republic of Mancunia. Not sure where that is. That wasn't on the list. Of course you do, John.
Just trying to find. And see, I'm James as well, so it's not just me.
Well, no, this is our pineapple on pizza debate, this one, isn't it? Today, can you see the flags? Could be some sort of a package missing. Absolutely, it could. So we're on to one really good chance for Everton. Probably could have done a little bit better with the ball. One really good chance from us. Difference currently is that we took one and they didn't. I see where I was stood last year when I went there. I was just in the picture.
I've still never been Everton away. The one ground I've never actually been to.
And I would imagine where you can see on the screen now in the middle, that was where Fiona said she'd be sitting, who was on the other night.
There's quite a few different kinds of flags behind the goal today.
There surely is.
Yes, went under the radar a little bit in the last couple of minutes, but yes, good defence from Maria.
That's what I mean. She's not a bad defender. She's a good defender. But yes, interesting to see how well she goes getting forward. Play your flags right. What a game that would be, by the way. Stick that onto one of the fans forums. You're going to write that down as an idea. Play your flags right.
I'd be quite good at that, I think. Probably be the one thing I would be quite good at.
We'll get you on then. We'll see who can beat Connor. 3-on-3, yeah?
Oh, dear.
Go against Thor. Look at that. See? Defensively solid. Wallops the ball up to Gorton, though, now, and we've got a Gorton sandwich. Good defending Thor. This is it, you see? Defensively good. No dramas there. Right in just before the cross could come in from your danger one.
That is a great defensive block. It's very easy to just dive in there at the wrong opportunity. So, yeah, held her up nicely. We need more of that because we're only 20 minutes in and they are getting in. They're getting through the midfield a little bit too easy. But luckily, a defence has been
expected, really, with Zelly and Ladd there. It's like the midfield is just a little bit too forward. And so getting that ball behind Zelly and Ladd is quite easy currently. So there was a little bit of a drama going online. I don't know what other people think about it, but Gio, who's a loanee from Arsenal, I saw that Tim Stillman, friend of the channel, had put on there, the Arsenal fan, of course, as well, that she's barely played, and she's on loan, obviously, from Arsenal. She's on the bench today, hasn't started. And Tim Stillman seemed to suggest there was a possibility they might review and potentially recall the loan if she doesn't get much game time. Is there perhaps a shout that she's going to come on? And if so, where does she play? Because I don't really know who she is.
She's a good player, but again, the thing is, I can see it from Arsenal fans' point of view, because when you're loaning a young player out, you want them to have game time, and if they're not having game time, then there's clearly a problem there.
Absolutely. So where does she play?
That's a good question. I don't know anything really about it, so I'd be the wrong person.
Anyone know where Gio plays? Get it in the comments. Help me out.
I'm pretty sure she's a forward.
Doing some other stuff.
I'm very sure she's a forward. But yeah, again, like you said, if you're being loaned out to get minutes and you're not getting minutes, there's not really much point in the loan. You may as well stick with your parent club and go from there. So at least then you'll be with your future teammates. Because you're not going to be learning too much. You're not going to be learning more at Everton not playing than you would be at Arsenal not playing.
You wouldn't have thought so. You definitely wouldn't have thought so. Another clean takeaway by Thor. Yes, you're not kidding. We love a clean takeaway. Speaking of takeaways, what would be your takeaway of choice, Mr. Connor?
Crikey. Can't go wrong with an Indian.
£30 now and said, "Go on, go and get yourself something to eat, son." What would you get?
Can't go wrong with an Indian, can you? Chicken korma or something like that.
And very much so go wrong with Indian, because if somebody bought me a vindaloo, that would be not good. Tikka masala is about as high as I'd go.
Yeah, I think korma for me. I can't go any higher than that. So I think you're talking to the wrong person when you're looking at spices and things like that.
Right, got a free kick up. Paris did really well there once again. Superb skill. Brought down. Similar sort of position to the Durham free kick against us, which was caught on the vlog live by an amazing cameraman, so you might want to watch
that. So it's whipped into the back post. Millie Turner, I think, went up for the header. Maria's then tried to play it out wide, and it's a head injury anyway.
Yeah, game stopped because Graham's injured, and she's the only member of the Everton squad to have previously scored against us in the WSL, and it was for Everton in February 2020. Using my Opta stats to good effect today, Connor.
She does. She does indeed.
Very much so. Looks all right, Lucy Graham, which is good news. Be interesting to see what happens now, though, because presumably they'll do like a drop ball thing and Everton will just whack the ball up to our end, and then we've got to start building from the back again, whereas we would have had the ball in their half. It does annoy me, that.
Yeah, especially when we had a little bit of an attack going out on the right-hand side.
Oh, what's he going to do? Let's see.
Or are we just going to continue play?
I think he's dropping it to us. Excellent.
That's a better way of doing it, because we did have the ball on the right-hand side.
Absolutely. Good. So now we carry on. Wicked.
So there has been some other goals in the WSL. Spurs are now 2-0 up away at Brighton. Chelsea are 1-0 up against Villa, and Man City are also 1-0 up against Liverpool as well. So that just emphasises the point that this is a must-win, with other teams winning in and around us.
It does. Absolutely. As it stands, obviously, with Arsenal not playing, we would be top. As you say, Chelsea winning 1-0. They would be level on points with us. We've got that game in hand. And this is why that game in hand will be important. We know it's against Spurs. We'd have to be able to beat them in order for that to have any real effect for us. But it also sticks us 3 ahead of Arsenal. It would stick us 6 ahead of City still, even with that one. So we know this is a big game, just like it is for the men later on. This is a huge game.
Indeed. Big day all round for Manchester United today, with the men kicking off a little bit later on, with lots of teams dropping points yesterday. That was quite something, wasn't it? Spurs nearly dropped points and all, so that was quite some. That's a great ball from Toon. Lucky.
So Johnny K's gone for a chippy or a Chinese. I don't know why a chippy would be the best takeout. Fish and chips. Don't know if I can subscribe to that one. I don't mind it.
No, not me. It's just okay. It's never a go-to. It's just one of those where it's just there.
It's the same thing, isn't it? I would challenge anyone to really change up their order when they go to the chippy. I think people know what they're getting the minute they walk in. So for me, it's like cod and chips, probably a battered sausage or a saveloy, which will just disgust Mark Henry, but you'll have to get over it.
Nice little bit of interplay to get. Oh, I say that, and then we gave the ball away.
We did. Oh, and again. Get the clearances out.
And then Galton comes away with the ball. You're having a bit of back.
Chinese then, Connor. What'd you order from a Chinese?
I don't. I haven't been there for years.
But when you did go to them, what would you get?
Now you got me thinking.
Well, for me, it's always sweet and skin balls. Got to have the special fried rice. And got to have the duck, ain't you? Quack, quack. It's not right if you don't have a bit of hoisin and duck. Love that.
Can't say I've ever had that, to be honest.
You've never had the duck?
No.
Connor, there is so much I've yet to teach you. So much. I think that's going to be the next thing we do, Connor. We're going to get you some hoisin duck, and we're going to watch Wolf of Wall Street. That's what we need to do. Two birds, one.
Very good observation from TJ. Yes, she has. She is now playing on the left.
Well, she's not getting much change out of Thor, is she, to be fair?
Exactly. Couldn't get past Thor, so she's going to have a run at Blundell on that side. See how she can get on there.
Well, as long as we don't have a blunder from Blundell, we should be all right.
What's going on here? I'll let you answer that one.
Yes, Thai food is a thing. You can still get it. But I can't say I've ever really been for it, specifically for Thai. But yeah, you definitely can. You can get all sorts over here. See, tucked spring rolls, absolutely gorgeous. Barbecue ribs, yep. Sweet and sour, yep. Samosas, you're not getting that from the Chinese, John. If you are getting that from your Chinese, then I don't know how. I've never had a samosa at a Chinese.
Not me. And that's going back a while. So we're about 30 minutes in. What I'll do, I'll stick the StreamYard link in the chat in the next kind of couple of minutes. So yeah, anyone who wants to come on and have their say at half time, please do. And just give us your thoughts on what we've seen in the first time. It's been a controlled game so far from United, without too many clear-cut chances. Spurs have now gone 3-0 up away at Brighton. So they are absolutely flying.
Certainly having a good game of it, haven't they?
They've had 3 shots on target and they've scored every one.
Who are they playing again?
Brighton away.
I mean, what were we at half an hour in? Same sort of score. So, Brighton aren't exactly the team that they once were, really, are they? It's almost like somebody stole their best defender and they've just struggled to replace them. Have I tried, I don't know how you say that, I know it's Haitian food? No, I haven't. Haitian food.
I've never heard of that.
In that. Give me an example of some Haitian food. I'm sorry, I'm not pronouncing that right, I'm sure. And John does get them from his local Chinese. This is like some sort of cultural mixing. I've never seen Chinese samosas before, only Indian ones. There you go. Just goes to show.
I don't even know what I put for Spurs, Brighton, but it certainly wasn't 3-0. I'm pretty sure I went for 1-1 or something like that. Oh no, I went for 2-0, so I need a Brighton goal now.
I thought I'd gone for something similar. What did you go? What did I go for? Since they've clearly got it open in front of you.
You went for 2-0 as well.
Well, that's it. 2 points is the best we can get then.
3.
Well, yeah, but only if they score, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
And then we've got to hope that Spurs don't score. But I think there's probably more chance of hoping Brighton don't score than there is of hoping Spurs don't, based on the way the first half has gone. The ball's been turned there, and she's not in her left-back slot. Gorton's had to come back to cover. And is that going to be a corner? Got a funny feeling it might be.
Park did get round the outside of Blundell then. I think, is Millie Turner having a go at Mary there? For not letting that just go out? Because I think that was going out, or it is out.
Oh, no, I thought she was arguing that it was out. But they've given the corner. And it's hard to tell whether it was a corner or not, because one of the girls got in the way. In France, James. Okay, well. Ooh la la. I shall have to have a look one day, if I ever go.
Maria with the headed clearance. Good to see.
Oh, is that Thor? I think it's Thor. Thor's on the floor.
It's Ashley Neville who got the third goal for Spurs. Of course it was.
That'll be about the only thing she's done all season, won't it? I'm still pleased we didn't get her.
So I don't quite know what happened there, Barry. I don't know whether you saw it, but Maria cleared the ball away with her head and it fell to the floor.
Looks like it's come off the back of her head. It's right where her ponytail knot is. So the ball has landed right whereabouts that is, and I should imagine that is very sore. So she's not headed it with the right part of the head. Hence, she's a bit sore. So Thor is sore on the floor.
Yes, there's a break in play now. Do I dare say it that this is it looking similar to last season, Barry? Go on.
Well, no, not yet. It's not. I mean, don't get me wrong; they've had chances, but we've not really had too much any mix-up. And I feel like Earps is a different animal to what she was last year. Last year, I felt she was prone to a mistake. Now she seems a lot less likely to. I know we had a couple at Leicester, which could have gone a bit rocky.
Barry. There has been a goal elsewhere. Liverpool have equalised against Manchester City.
Go on, Jeff. You're after his job, ain't you?
So that's good news that City... I still expect City to win it comfortably, but that's good. If City can drop more points, they are the closest to us for the top 3. So that would be great.
Oh, I see Shane. And Isabel.
I see Charlie as well. Charlie was hiding away as well behind. And Deb was there with her hood up. If you're watching this back on replay, Charlie, we saw you.
Yeah, 34 minutes gone, and then there you were. I think the City score is good. But everybody keeps talking about the top 3. I don't think top 3 is really what we need to be aiming for.
Would you not agree with that? That City are... Oh, another goal elsewhere. Leicester have also scored away at Reading. Now, that is a huge goal at the bottom.
Leicester scored a goal. Let's just leave it at that for the moment, shall we?
There's a chance here for Everton cutting inside.
See, no dramas from Thor and Mary.
But that's a crucial goal at the bottom because, as we were saying the other week, if Leicester don't win today, I think they are massively odds on to go down because they've not looked like scoring in any game. But
they're both in the same spot, aren't they? You know, they're both on 0.
Exactly.
If Reading score, they draw. I think it's going to be one of those 2 that goes down. But then, having said that, if one of them win, Brighton are finding themselves in a bit of a drama now. So
it's very a lot of goals today and a lot of predictions that are going to be screwed up because I'm just looking at down at the predictions. There's so many incorrect ones already, just off the back of the goals that have gone in. So we're hoping for score differentials only.
Do you know what VAR existed? Blundell might have just given away a penalty there.
If VAR, I was going to, like you were just saying, if VAR's in this, that's probably looked at. My predictions are falling away rapidly. Barry was accusing me of rigging yesterday.
Would I?
What do you reckon on that, Barry? Just very quickly back to the game.
What, are you rigging?
If VAR's in the game, is that looked at for a penalty?
Yes. 100%.
What's essentially happened is that Blundell's gone in for a block. It's gone underneath her and it's hit almost her trailing arm behind her. And then Maria's just thumped it clear. But
I think it would get looked at. I don't know it would be given. When you're going down, you get a little bit more leeway than you do if you stood up. And it would be hard to argue that the arm isn't in an unnatural position. But yeah, I think it would definitely be looked at, and it would just depend who you get on VAR, as we all know. So,
100%. I fully agree with this as well, by the way. It makes it exciting, all 5 games at the same time. I love it when games are on at the same time because, like you said, we can just keep an eye on the scores elsewhere and it just has that proper feel to it. There is a current review going on for women's football to lift the 3 p.m. Saturday blackout just for the WSL. So if that happens, that will be great for women's football. Then you can have games televised at 3 o'clock on a Saturday as well. But that blackout for me just needs lifting for the whole of football anyway. It's an outdated law or whatever you want to call it.
But yeah, I mean, just going back to your table question that we were discussing there. So obviously the live table as it stands, with both us and Chelsea winning, has us top with 15 points. Assume they're going to go to 15 points, but they're playing West Ham. Isn't going to be an easy game for them at all. Everton are losing, which is, obvious because we're playing them. And I think they're quite big. They're the ones on 9 points with West Ham and Spurs. The win for them would put them on 9 points as well. I think there's a lot of teams, but I think it's more a case of the others are playing for fourth.
Hang on. I'm hearing something in my ear. Aston Villa have equalised against Chelsea.
Oh, shut up.
I'm not joking you right now. Aston Villa have equalised away at Chelsea.
Are we going to Chris Kamara?
That has screwed predictions right up because a lot of people had Villa not scoring.
Listen, let me be 100% clear on this. The Predictions League takes absolute second fiddle to any time that Chelsea, Liverpool, City, Arsenal lose. We're all going to predict them to win. So there's very few of us that are going to sit there and try and go for the opposite. So either of us would be pleased.
I feel like this ticker on the bottom needs to have like a Soccer Saturday feel to it, and I should just stick every single score along this ticker along the bottom.
Then you're not doing anything else. Hang it on. Get the important ones on there.
But no, that is massive that Villa have equalised. I do feel we need a second in this game because it's getting a little bit
I don't want it to be like Leicester, where we sort of on a bit.
And also history repeating itself. Obviously, we had that on Wednesday, but it went one step further and we lost on penalties, and we also don't want that. Different
team. I still refuse to have that. Different team.
Yes and no. There's only 2 players that are playing today that didn't play this fixture last year. 3, sorry. 3.
So I meant a different team to the midweek game against Durham.
Right, yeah. Soccer Saturday and all. It is. I like
it. Soccer Sunday. So if you're going to be Jeff Stelling, the real question is, who am I? I'm a bit worried. I'll leave the people in the chat to work out who I am.
Something coming over the camera at the moment. I don't know whether you're seeing this. Some weird glare on the camera, but there we are. It was Daly again back amongst the goals there. So no, good. Is it raining now at WHP? Is that what?
It's been raining all the time. There's been water, surface water, as they've been playing at various points. But yeah, I mean, Charlie said it's been raining all the way up there as well, so it's not a pleasant day. And you're absolutely right. Chelsea have has equalised there with Villa, which is important for them. But hang on, it's gone back to 1-0 on my screen.
Now, are you doubting my information, Barry?
I'm not. No, I just said to you it was 1-0, and then it went back to 1-0. I'm literally telling you what it says on my live Google table, my friend. That's all I did. I've refreshed it. And again, look, Chelsea 1-0. I don't know what to say to you, Connor.
Disgraceful.
Paul Merson. Crikey. I think I'm offended by that. I've always said that Paul Merson didn't have a clue what was going on. Something's happened here. What's the ref done? Tooney's not happy. He's had a bit of an argument with Zellum.
I like that. Well, we win in the league, yes.
We are winning the league. I just keep telling you this. Why are people doubting me? I should probably have left it until after this free kick to say that. But
I was going to say, let's see how this free kick pans out. So it's a free kick to Everton on the far right-hand side.
But I've done it now.
Benetton, I think, is the one standing over it. They've got some height, Everton. They have got some height in the middle.
It's easy. Straight down the throat of Earps, who does her trademark fall on the ball.
Is it not raining? It's been quite sunny the last week or so. It's only very recently, I think, has it been. My laptop sounds like it's going to take off. What's going on here?
Your laptop sounds like it's going to take off.
You'll have to bear with me. In the last 10 seconds, it's like started revving motors and it's gone up about 4 gears. What's going on?
We're going to see Connor's laptop fly.
I don't know what's going on there. There we are. So as we are coming up to half time, we're about 3 minutes now. Oh, thank God she didn't get to that. We're about 3 minutes away. It is the pinned comment in the live chat. So if you do want to come on and have your say, you don't need to have your camera working. You don't need to have your camera on like we are. As long as we can hear you, come on. 90 seconds, 2 minutes, however long you want to talk for. But obviously, if there is a few people, we'll have to get people moving along. Just to have your say on the game and what we've witnessed in this first half, because there's a fair few chances to talk about, and I'm just a little bit concerned that it's 1-0 again. We need that second goal now. We need to show that we've progressed from last season and pushing on and killing games off. I feel.
I mean, I agree. I do, but I also think holding on is a big thing. You know, that ability. Either way, it's got to be a change from both ends of the pitch. Yes, it would be nice to get another goal. Of course, it would be nice to get another goal. But equally, and perhaps just as importantly, is the ability to defend and not look under pressure. And at the moment, I wouldn't say we are, but it's certainly more Everton than it is us as we're getting to the end of this half.
Just praying for that half time now.
Where are they going with this? They're coming out down the right-hand side again. That's what I mean. We're all dropping back. Their crossing ability has not been great yet, but it only takes one. One cross is all it takes.
Maria's been pretty solid, I have to say. Defensively, Maria has looked very solid in this first half. And considering the amount of criticism she's come under in the last week or so, I think that's you've got to praise players when they've had a good half. I don't think she offers much going forward, as we've said, but defensively, she's dealt with Parr. They had to move Jess Parr to another side. They had to move it to the opposite wing to try and get some joy. So, yeah, overall, I think she's done well.
She has done well, and I think we should be, proud of the way that she's played. Again, Marc Skinner makes decisions. He's not a mug. He knows who his players are and what their abilities are. So, again, I think it just comes down to us. Crikey, it's really, I can't even see what's going on.
I don't know who's on the ball now. Anyone who's watching this, you cannot.
I was going to say, do you remember Blockbusters? But I doubt you do. But
I know of it.
Oh, you know of it? Well, that's one step further forward than we have been in this.
You can hardly see. It's like living in a beehive. What's
That's
going
it.
on here?
Yeah, Beehive Bedlam. That used to be on the Sky, didn't it? With the old remote. That used to be fun. Hannah Blundell's holding her shoulder now.
See, I know that one. All right. But yeah, Blundell's down at the moment. There's 5 minutes. 5 minutes added on.
I'm not surprised. People going down all over the place. I've got to be on weather. I'm kind of pleased I'm not there.
Yeah, so we'll just looking at that now. That looks horrendous.
It really does. Really does.
Raining in Merseyside. It is.
Who knew? Huh? Who knew?
That could have a little bit of effect when you're looking at the pitch. It's the same for both teams. I'm not Jurgen Klopp and blame that as an excuse. As Tony said, they're not easy to play in the way. It's not, especially when you've got the passing range of Meyer or Millie. As soon as I say that, they've just done a long ball into the box. But when you're playing that kind of long ball, the ball is either going to hold up in the wind or it's going to go further than you wanted it to. Maria down the left puts a cross in. Nothing there. The sun's. I don't know why you. Well, no, you're not over here, TJ, but not quite. Not looking like that over here. I mean, it is where I am actually. I open. Look at that. Bright as anything where I am, Barry. I've got a clear sky.
I'll just check. It's absolutely belting down here, so obviously it's all right in the Midlands.
I know. Clear sky. And there's been another goal. Spurs are 4-0 up against Brighton now.
See, I told you they were going to score again.
Which is
now
mental.
You want Brighton to score 2, which I think you've got more chance of the Pope coming on in this half.
But Spurs really putting some goals past Brighton. Would be interesting to see how they do in the second half, because we were 4-0 up against Brighton as well. And everyone was like, we didn't come out in the second half. So let's see how Spurs do in the second half. We'll keep an eye on that one. Someone wasn't ready for the... Yeah. I mean, it looks all right now. You can see, I think... see bits of the game. But a couple of nearly moments.
Get to that. At the game.
We need it at the game.
So we've got about 90 seconds left.
As I said, link is in the chat if you want to come and have your say at half time. It is if it's not the pin message, someone let us know. I'm pretty sure it is.
What a picture that was!
What is that camera?
That's what we wanted to see.
For anyone who didn't see that, it was a camera behind one of the advertising boards or the boards around the outside of the pitch, just showing two guys stood on the edge of the pitch. I don't quite know what view that was there. Maria with another clear. She's looked solid. So far, she's right up there with player of the match so far for me. I think she's been solid in defence and some crucial interceptions and blocks in there. No, she isn't. Maria Torstottir is playing left back. Galton is ahead of her on the left wing, though. Saying that, Paris is out on the left at the moment. Is Galton left back?
No.
Where's Galton then?
At the moment, helping Thor out. So the reason why she does that is because she has to get backwards and forwards to give Thor that bit of help so she doesn't get overwhelmed, which is no different to what Garcia is doing for Mandel as well.
Come on, Nils. Let's just get to half time. I feel like we've brought this up a couple of times. I will bring it up again for you. So where can you watch it? There you go. I'm pointing the wrong way. It's that way, isn't it? There you go. All of those, wherever you're watching from, you can watch it on there. Like I said, from the start of the stream, what we'd advise you doing, stick it on in the background, have us on your phone or wherever else, and you can join in with the chat with United fans and everything else on there. So I'll just leave that up for 30 seconds. We have reached half time. 1-0 United. All the other games are also half time as well. So I'll just run through those because why not? Because we may as well be Soccer Sunday now.
Go on, Jeff.
Spurs are 4-0 away at Brighton. Chelsea 1-0 against Aston Villa. Man City 1, Liverpool 1, which is a decent game to keep an eye on there. And Leicester are 1-0 away at Reading, which is good for them for survival, really. in that 6-pointer down at the Medeski. Is it called the Medeski? It used to be anyway. I don't know whether it still is.
Yeah. No, the Reading one is the Select Car Leasing Stadium or something stupid like that, isn't it?
It used to be the Medeski, but we'll bring in our first, or maybe only, person that wants to come in and have their say at half-time. John, welcome back. Good to see you.
You know what? I could put money on John.
Enjoying the stream anyway, so it's been good so far.
No, I appreciate it. Go on then, John. Talk to us about what you've seen that first half. Are you happy? How are you kind of thinking about the game so far?
It's not been particularly the best game to watch. I don't think either teams has. Both teams have had opportunities and that, but both teams have been guilty of giving the ball away a bit easily. Yeah, I think Everton have pressed us a couple of times. Mary's had to make a couple of saves and that. But on the flip side, I do think we started the game reasonably well. Obviously, Tooney had a chance, and probably the only moment of quality in the game was the actual goal, which was a good tackle by Ladd because we pressed them high. Themselves played a good ball across. Goldson headed it, and Paris put it in. So I think the game has lacked a bit of quality. Obviously, Tooney's tried doing a few balls and that, but although it has been quite a scrappy game, I don't think either team is really controlling it in the way they would like to. But it makes for an interesting game. Obviously, the conditions, the wind and the rain and that kind of thing won't have helped conditions. And you've also got that in that a few of those players played on Wednesday night on AstroTurf. And no matter if you're not used to playing on AstroTurf and you play on it for 90 minutes, it can be difficult. Your legs are a bit heavier than normal. So, yeah, but I think overall, we do deserve to be ahead in that, and also on the weather thing in Manchester, it's sunshine. And it's been sunshine all day, which is interesting. So
I was going to say it's been sunny here as well. I don't know what.
I don't really understand it because Liverpool's to the west of Manchester, so I think the rain often comes from the Atlantic and the sea when we tend to get it. So it comes through you would think Liverpool. I don't know if will come our way in the second half and that, but it's been a dry day, so I don't really know the reason for it. But yeah, just blue skies at the moment.
It's an interesting point there from Lanzell, but I think Garcia's done all right. I want to know what you thought about the goal, John.
Yeah, the goal was quality. I thought it was, like I say, it was the only moment in the game where you said there was quality there. Obviously, it's only coming close on the replay now, but I do think that, like I say, we were pressing them high, and it was Ladd who won the ball back for us, laid it off to Sells, who put that great ball for goals, and she obviously knew where Paris was, and it's great because a lot of players would have probably done the opposite goals, maybe headed it towards goal. But I think Goldson with the calmest mind thought, well, Paris is in a bad position here, and then headed it towards us. So for me, it was a very fine goal to score. But I do think we need, I think you touched upon it, I do think we need a second goal because the way Everton are playing, it won't surprise me if they got a chance and they could take it.
Absolutely.
Sorry, I was just sorting something out. Sorry, Barry, can you continue just 2 seconds?
Yeah, I was just going to say. So, reminder to everybody else, as it says on the little ticker at the bottom, come and have your say. Don't want it to just be Johnny Boy. We love having Johnny.
Come on, everyone.
Camera on. As you can see, John's doing his hair for today. So you can come in whatever sense of disrepair you wish. Or you can
I think we are going to be joined. I think we are going to be joined by somebody else in a second. Just
like that, so you could do this quite easily, and we can just hear your voice.
Indeed, you don't have to come on and have your camera on like us us three, and also yes, as Barry has just put on there to remind, please like and subscribe. We've had about 7 or 8 new subscribers today, so that is fantastic. And yeah, make sure you're liking the video. And also, if you want to be a part of the channel as well, we're always looking for new contributors. We have fans forums and match reaction and previews and all kinds of things. If you want to be on the channel, by all means, we welcome all views. On Wednesday. Indeed, we welcome all views and opinions, no matter what you think of United. So if you want to be a part of the channel, by all means, message one of us or the All for United account on Twitter for all of that.
So I think you touched upon this with some of the players while we wait for someone else to come on. Who do you think has been our best player so far? Because I do think actually Maria has been solid so far in defence, and the irony is I think Blundell's possibly the one where she's had a couple of moments where Everton had a couple of attacks on that side and that kind of thing. Who do you think's been the best player so far today?
I agree with that. I think Maria, for me, as I said on straight. I don't know who else is that. I think I agree with Tony's comment a bit about Tooney. I don't think Tooney has been great either. Apart from that one
shout. I think every time she's had quite dangerous.
She's definitely been trying the ball, trying to create things, and I think a couple of times where she gave it away, but you can see what she was trying. But I think all the times where her passing has been a little bit off, and maybe guilty of looking to force it a little too much at times and giving the ball away. So I do think she does need to tidy up a little bit, I think. But with Tooney, she's capable of doing anything in any moment.
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. What a lineup at half-time. BBC, I think, always have good, certainly in the women's game, always have good people on at half-time or pundits, whoever it is. I think they've got that pretty nailed from that point of view, which is good to see.
And also, how pleased are they that it's sunny right now?
I was going to say, I wouldn't want to be stood out in that get. It reminds me of the old Soccer Saturday clip. Was it Bianca Westwood at Dagenham or something like that? All those years ago out in that hurricane.
Oh, yeah. But, and that had a roof on it, didn't it? And you think, well, I suppose it's not got a roof over them, have they?
Yeah, so I've had 4 messages in the last 5 minutes, all saying I really underestimated Spurs. And we do have. There we go. So the person that we want, Barry has seen it. Let's get him on. I absolutely love this person. There's been a part of the channel, albeit not on for a while, but he's come on to give his say on half time.
Get ready.
Lanzel, thank you.
How we doing, guys? How we doing? How we doing, guys? You all right? Nice to. Obviously, I'll be seeing you on November the 19th at Arsenal's game anyway. But great show as always. And finally, I'm on the channel. How we doing?
Yes, not bad. Lanzo, go on, talk to us. What's your thoughts on that first half and everything else?
Okay, from us, I believe it was a great first. It was a good first half. I think final third we could do a little bit better. The reason why I was talking about Garcia and struggling is because when Ona's on that side, you can see not just the language barrier, but you can see they have a connection. I still believe that Garcia and Blundell on that side, maybe they just need to find their bearings a little bit in regards to the first half. She's had a good half, don't get me wrong, but I think because we know the quality that Garcia has, that she could offer the game a little bit more. But I am pleased with the first half. We're winning 1-0. I believe from their side, though, Beaver Jones, I think she's been a problem. I think Jess Park, we've handled her quite good, to be honest with you. I think we've done very well in regarding to Jess Park. I think the lads stuck on her quite well. But Beaver Jones, I think, is their danger at the moment for the first half and moving forward. So we just got to be careful in that side. But I'm very confident, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get the 3 points. Maybe we need to look at Tooney a little bit. I think when she got the knock, she was a little bit quiet. I don't think she's tired, but maybe we need to look at that maybe in regarding to the game moving forward. But yeah, I'm very confident that we can get the 3 points. What's your thoughts, guys? What's your thoughts in the chat as well?
I was going to say, just a question for yourself, Lanzel, and John, you can follow in on this because Mickey's asked this question a couple of times, and Barry, we can address this in the second half as well. But Mickey's asked this question. The real question is, what changes do we need to inject in the first half? And then he's asked Lanzel a question to you direct. Do we bring Leon in for Garcia to let her break those lines for the central, to open the central for Toon and Paris? So Lanzel, you go first, and then John follow in afterwards. Would you make any changes? What changes would you like to see? Is there anything we can do in this second half?
Controversial. I actually agree with Mickey. I would actually take Garcia off and put on Leon. I would actually. I would give Leon a good 45 minutes. You see, we've got Russo on the bench, but I don't think Marc would turn to Russo to be risking her unless we're losing, to be honest. So I think the first change would be Garcia. And put Leon on, give Leon 45 minutes. She's a threat. She's got skills, she's got tricks, she's got pace. I think that's what we need. And then stick for a good 60, 65 minutes, see how the game's planning out, and then maybe look at a few other changes, maybe Vilda. We've got some good attacking options on the bench. Like, our bench is not, we've got good international on the bench. So we've got game changers on the bench. But yeah, I actually agree with Mickey. I would put Leon on for Garcia for the second half.
I think I would go along with most of that. I'd like to see Russo get a bit of time, not in the whole half. But certainly I think it would be good to get her a good 20, 30 minutes just so she can start to get back into the run of things, especially with Chelsea coming up next week. I think that's going to be a big one. So, yeah, I think I'd like to see Russo on. And I think, almost controversially, I potentially might bring on VBR at some point as well to give her a go. And that could be for either Lad or for Tooney, potentially. So I think those would be the main changes that I think I might make. And then as we're getting later on and we want a bit more possession, especially if it's 1-0, and I see Rachel Williams coming on and doing a bit of that, holding up the ball. So that would be my changes that I would make. What about you, Mr. Johnny K?
Yeah, I think you both made some interesting points that you could potentially take Garcia off and maybe move Paris out there, maybe sit Leon and that. Obviously, Russo is on the bench, but for me, obviously she's not fit enough to start the game and that. But the fact that she's on the bench surely means that she's fit enough to play a certain role in the game. So potentially, if you might play the last 20 minutes or something like that, be good maybe for her to hold up the ball and that kind of thing, because she's good at that if you're looking to close the game out. I think it's like I mentioned, you look at the players who played on Wednesday night who are playing today, you like to Hayley Ladd and players like that who the legs might start to tire because people don't realise the impact it has on people's legs, playing on AstroTurf and then playing 4 days later. And so for me, it wouldn't surprise me if maybe you took someone like Hayley Ladd off, maybe brought Jade Moore on, because obviously Jade can make some tackles in the midfield and that. And I think maybe you might see Borisa come on last for 25, 20 minutes as something if you're looking for that bit of quality. And obviously if she scored that goal in midweek, and hopefully it'll spur her on to, if she comes on, to get us a win, hopefully.
So final question to both of you, because the teams are back out now. Lanzo, go on first. How much are we winning this second half by?
Ooh, good question. I don't think they're going to score. I believe in Mary that much. So it's 2-0 or 3-0, I believe, second half. I think early goal second half, 2-0, and then we might get 3-0. So yeah, 2-0 or 3-0. I'll stick with 3-0. 3-0. 3-0. Tooney scores as well.
Nice one, John.
Well, I predicted 2-1, so I'm going to stick with it. So I think we might score, go 2-0 up, and then maybe we might concede one, because even though we've been brilliant in defence, we're going to concede at some point. Hopefully not today, but yeah, I'll stick with 2-1.
Nice one. Yes, the second half is just about to kick off. Feel free, both of you, if you want to come back on at full time and have your say at the end of full time, Lanzel and John, by all means. And anyone else in the chat who wants to come on at full time, by all means. We'll be live for a short while after full time, so we're aware, obviously, the men's game kicks off as well. later on this afternoon. But Lanzel, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure. I can't wait to see you lot soon as well. Thank you very much, guys. See you soon.
Yes,
thank you. Yeah, I'll see you at full time, guys. Anyway, hopefully we get the win. Take care.
John.
Nice one. See you both in a bit.
Wow, there we go. East, wasn't it?
What a moment! I tweeted that because I mean, what a moment that was. As people know, TJ, Mickey, we're looking at you as well as your regular contributors. Looking at you next.
I'll tell you something. That Lanzel would do incredibly well in like Hollywood. You know, just teasing these things up, building up the moment, and then bang, out of nowhere, bosh, there we are. Love that.
That was great to see, and nice to hear some different opinions on our on the first half as well. But,
absolutely. Everton's made some substitutions. They've taken off Beaver Jones and Bennison for Christiansen and someone whose name I can't say, Snoidges. I don't know how you say it. Have you got any clue?
Oh, no idea. I purposely didn't say that.
Yeah. Well, whoever that person is, they're not playing. They're coming on, sorry. Blundell's hurt again, is she?
Interesting.
So tackle.
That they're the two players that Landell said at half time were causing us problems, and they've both come off for Everton. So, yeah, interesting.
Either Landell's wrong or the Everton manager's a bit mad. This Gabrielle George, she's been a bit feisty this game.
Indeed. Quite something. Mickey's saying, don't worry, you'll see me sometime. We will indeed. Well, indeed.
Tis the plan.
We need. I really wanted to get an early goal in this. I don't want a whole half of sitting on this.
No, it would be helpful. And you'll be pleased to know that during the entirety of this, I've been updating my stats and making sure I know whereabouts we are. Or just hold on a second. Comparison. Way. Go left, Keats. Shoot.
That's a better ball. Tooney's got to put that away. It's taking a deflection out for a corner. She does not look like herself at the moment, does she?
That was a moment.
Some angry fact. Shade's tweeting behind the goal there, and Deborah didn't look too. Just a very quick update while watching the replay that Chelsea have gone back ahead 2-1 against Aston Villa, which is to be expected. So the fun was fun while it lasted.
Carla Ward was meant to be the second coming of Alex Ferguson.
But we have got a corner in front of the United faithful. It's a Zellum delivery, so we know it's going to be on the money, and it is on the money, and just a little bit over Millie Turner's head there, and it's gone out for a goal kick on the other side.
That was unlucky. But yeah, I've been updating my stats, so let's just have a little look. I can tell you that today, Thor is playing her 40th cap for the club, and Hannah her 35th.
There we go.
So there we go.
What's going on here?
Didn't say it was an exciting stat.
Hannah, I've noticed that Hannah's been down about 3 or 4 times now. Certainly taken a lot of hits.
It's not been great.
And James is right. It's LJ that has scored again for Chelsea.
But to be honest, it's about time she was getting game time and being given the opportunity to realise that potential that everybody believed that she had.
So we got a little bit of possession on the left-hand side, and that's a goal to squaring it up. Nice little Paris with a poor ball again.
You can just see him sort of doubling and tripling up down there, making it very hard for us to get through there. So the final little Opta stats really to throw out to you is that we've beaten Everton 5 times in the WSL, which is our joint most wins against any opponents in the competition. We've also beaten Brighton, Reading and Spurs 5 times. So that's some fun facts for you. The only time they managed to avoid defeat was when they drew this 1-1 last year in that infamous game. And we won both of our away games in the WSL so And if we do this, that would be our third consecutive away win for the first time since October 2021 last year. And of course, we're in October 22 now. So October could be an away month, sorry.
Is my memory gone bust? When was our 3 away wins in a row last year? In October? Because October was the time when we had our really tough, when we drew to Spurs and drew to Everton away and so on.
You can ask me these sorts of questions now, are you?
I'm trying to think when that was, because we beat Brighton away later on. It wasn't October. It was kind of December, like going on to December time.
One moment, caller.
While you're doing that, yes, Lanzo, we were just talking about that your threat that you said at half time has gone off. So that potentially is a good thing for us. We need to get another goal. I think we'll win. Yeah, I said that. I don't want to be sat on this 1-0. It'll be great if we take a 1-0 and we win, because ultimately the points keep stacking up, and that's great. But how long is this, I guess, sustainable for? Might be all season. We might be able to do this all season and hang on to 1-0 leads, but I'd prefer it for my heart rate that we don't. So we do have a
question.
Galton with a shot's just gone over the top left-hand corner there.
Providing, I did say WSL, didn't I? So in order for that to be correct, it would have had to be our 1-0 away win against Bristol City on the 2nd of May, followed by our away win against Leicester, which was 3-1. And then, of course, we beat Birmingham 2-0 on the 3rd of October. And then our next WSL away game was Everton away in December. So, yeah. I don't make the stats, Connor. It comes from Opta, but that would be my guess. So it looks like it's going over 2 seasons, not just a 1-season thing.
There we go. That makes more sense. I was trying to think then, like what the run was, but anyway, we'll.
I've had a nightmare with my drinks today, Connor. I've gone absolutely. I made a cup of tea, and I put way too much sugar in there, so that's been really sweet. And I put too much squash in my squash now, and I love cherries and berries, but it's very sweet. I feel like I could potentially go all hyperactive any minute.
God help us.
I know, right? More so than normal.
Dear me. It's been a weird game so far. This is clear-cut chances are few and far between. We've had a couple of efforts from kind of in and around the box. Everton have kind of switched to a almost like a 4-4-2 almost. They're attacking the 4-4-2 anyway. It's a long ball over the top too, and you can't control it. It's just gone straight to the keeper's arms.
Well, I mean, the way the stats go at the moment, we're, after in the 53rd minute, 5 shots for us, 3 for them. We've had 3 on target, 2 for them. But again, we're dominating the possession, 57% of it. We're on to about 300 passes. And again, the pass accuracy about 81%. So, as it stands, it's another good performance in that respect. So, let's see how it plays out, won't we?
See, that's the right ball from Zelen, but we don't have... Garcia wasn't there to retrieve it, so you don't play that pass.
Well, this is the problem with the fullbacks being as they are, because they need that protection from the 2 forwards as well in Galton and Garcia. It's hard for them to get up and down as quick as they'd like to. And yes, squash, it's, I don't know what you'd call it, cordial, perhaps over in America you'd call it.
Yeah, I was going to say, how would you describe squash?
So you have to, it's like concentrated and you add water to it. I think you'd call it cordial over there.
I was going to say, like that. I don't know whether that's going to show up on screen.
Yeah, that's it. It does for once.
Other brands are available.
Yes, they are.
They've been a bit predictable, given it. A lot of their attacks are going through her. Mary's not happy with something. I think it's because she wanted to play that. She wanted to play that quickly, and there was just no movement at all.
Partially that, but then also the fact that Graham's able to have a pot shot there with a free go, basically. Nobody near her. A cordial. There you don't know what a cordial is either. What do they call squash? What do you call squash in America? Like a fruit syrup or a flavoured syrup.
Golson's in. Golson scores.
Come on! And I missed that because I was looking at bloody syrup.
That's a fantastic finish out on a bloody hell, get me words out here. That is a fantastic
Well, I'll let you
goal.
describe it then, Connor, whilst I watch it on replay.
So she cutting in from the left-hand side, beats two players, and it's almost like an outside of the foot effort to kind of low ball it into the bottom right-hand corner. That should be game now, I'm hoping. So Galton out on the left, stands the player up, just cuts it inside, and there I'm thinking, oh no, but then the outside of the foot into the bottom corner.
Made the defender look silly, didn't she? Didn't know where she was going. So who's giving that to her? Was that Tooney?
I'll let you do that while I update the ticker, because we do have another goal to add now.
Is the answer to that question. I don't know if it was from Tooney or not. But what I do know is that is Leah Galton's 24th goal of her Manchester United career. And what a time to get it. We said we wanted another goal, and an early one particularly. So to get one there, 56th minute, 55th, whichever one you're going for, really helpful. So that should give us that little bit of breathing space now. What we don't want to do is go and give away a stupid goal and give them a little bit of impetus. So we need to control this. But we also need to push forward. Assist from a lad, says Tony, potentially.
There we go. And Charlie sent us a video. The crowd goes wild on the side of the pitch. I don't know whether I could. I was going to bring it up on screen, but I need to check the language.
Let's have a look. And I think Tony's absolutely spot on. It was Hayley Ladd indeed who puts the ball forward for Leah Galton. Well played, Tony. Spotter's badge for you, Clive. Well done.
That's Jade Moore warming up on the sidelines as well, so potentially we might see Jade coming on at some point. What would you say to that? Leah, best winger in the league?
I think that for a start, we've got a lot of wingers that are quite good. Garcia's proved to be quite well, but Leah Galton's certainly the most consistent, I think. Whether she's the best in the league or not would be really tricky to say because, there's good players at Chelsea and Arsenal too. Lauren Hemp, of course, at City has always been a very good winger. Ooh, that's audacious from Paris there. But certainly one of the best wingers in the league, 100%. 100%.
Yeah, maybe. I could see that.
Yeah, and I think it's more likely to happen now we've got that second goal, to be honest with you. I would probably go for Leon over Williams purely because I think there's more goals. Oh, Tottenham have scored again, apparently.
They have indeed, so it's 5-0 now for Spurs. I don't think anyone predicted that. I'll have a quick look, see how many people actually put higher than a 2-goal margin, because I don't think anyone did. The highest anyone's gone is 3-0, and that was one person. Everyone else went for 2-1s and 1-0s and so on. So everyone massively underestimated Spurs, I think, in that one.
Sure. But they are making some changes again now, Everton. They've got some more people coming on. Leah mentioned, goes about her business quietly, keeps things ticking in midfield. Of course, we have to be careful. I can't keep on telling you how great Zelim is. Otherwise, people keep sitting there and thinking that I might be a Stan. And I'm not. I'm a Barry. So, but we know that. Zelim, for me, best midfielder in the league.
This is a good conversation point right here. Because I saw Nancy Baker, who's been on this channel, and you'll see James and other people as well on a podcast talking about this, about Hope Powell. She's been at Brighton for 5 years. Well, since 2017, so coming up to 6 years there. She's clearly a good coach. She's managed, obviously, England women back in the kind of 80s into the 90s. She's clearly done a good job at Brighton, but this season, if you're the Brighton, it's now 6-0 to Spurs.
Cool, blimey.
So, would you be looking at that if you're the Brighton board? You're 11th in the league. You've conceded 17 goals now in the league. is it now time that you look at another manager? Because 6-0, I mean, that is a heck of a score. Like, at home as well. This is at Brighton's ground.
I mean, I hope not. But it's hard to make a case for her this season, isn't it? I mean, they allowed Mayer to go, and that was dangerous. I don't know if they have done well enough in recruitment. We've got a free kick coming from Zellum. Just see this one first.
It's a great ball.
Everton head to it, though. Still in and about, but looks like to be
no way. I've got it now as coming up as 7-0.
But yeah, no way. They can't have scored 3 goals in 3 minutes.
I've got a notification saying 55 Ashley Neville, 59 60 minutes. Is it 7-0? Can someone confirm that?
It cannot be 7-0, surely. That's 3 goals in 3 minutes, if that's the case.
That is utter madness. Can somebody confirm that for me? Because I've got it down as 7.
I've got 6 at the moment. Bartrit, another name that I can't say, Karchevska. Neville with 2. Spence with 2. And yeah, Jessica Naz, 7-0 on the hour mark.
That is they must have scored from kickoff.
56, 58, and 60. Those are the 3 goals.
That is absolutely crazy. We said to keep an eye on Spurs in the second half. Will they come out and absolutely batter Brighton? And they have. So the criticism.
They did what we'd have hoped to have done.
Yes.
But what Spurs are really doing here, and this to me is the big thing, is that what Spurs are doing is they're really helping out their goal difference, which has been, not so great. It was on 2. Their goal difference now is 9. We're on 15, so they're still. As I was saying about Hope Powell, I would hope she doesn't, but they didn't replace Maya Letitia in the manner they could have done. We also took who was also at Brighton, so we've sort of raided Brighton a little bit there and left them a little bit high and dry. And I don't know if that's made a difference with regards to the direction that they were going in, but no, it's not been ideal for them. And if I was Hope, I might even consider just going, because are they going to turn it around? It doesn't look like it at the moment, does it?
No, I mean, like John's just put there, there's losing badly. You kind of Chelsea have scored again, by the way, so it's 3-1 to Chelsea against Aston Villa. So that is pretty good, as we'd have expected. Back to the game, yes, TJ. In the midst of that kind of Spurs confusion that I was just looking at then, yes, they have. So Everton are making some interesting changes. They've taken off a lot of, as Lanzell put, they've taken a lot of their threat off, which is unusual, I think is the word. Good for us, as Garcia breaks down the right hand side. She got the beating of the defender. Not quite.
She could get a corner.
Going out for a corner.
I mean, it does change their attack, but that's all it does. Their attack didn't have any teeth, I didn't think. So
I'm sorry, I can't believe what we're seeing in Spurs. I'm sorry to look away from the United game, but no, it's still 7. But I'm still just baffled.
Well, it would be nice to get a goal now. Chelsea are some way behind us, in terms of what they've got. I've told a lie about Tottenham. They're on 2. I've told an absolute lie. They were on -5, and now they're on 2. 9 is a point.
That was an awful corner from Zellum. I don't know whether that got caught up in the wind, but it's gone straight out of play on the near side. So I don't know what happened there. If Tottenham scored £10, going to get sacked. I don't even think it matters. I think 7, 8, 9, 10. I think they're all as bad as each other. Obviously, there's such a thing as pride, but there's still 30-odd minutes left in that game. That's what I'd be worried if I was a Brighton fan sat there. I'm not going to lie, I don't like those kind of thumpings anyway. Obviously, when it's United, you want your team to score that many types of goals, but it doesn't look great. It's not a good advert, is it, for the top level of women's football if you have these hammerings, week in, week out.
Well, it's not. But I mean, you look at their games.
Oh, dearie me!
They lost 4-0 to Arsenal. They managed to beat Reading, which isn't the hardest thing they're ever going to do. But they've lost to Birmingham 3-2. They lost to us 4-0. They lost to Chelsea 2-0, and now they're 7-0 down against Spurs. You know, you'd argue this it's not good enough for them. It's not good enough, and yeah, I think we could be looking at a casualty here, and potential relegation fodder because you know Leicester have got the win at the moment, but it's only going to take a couple of wins for Leicester and Reading, and all of a sudden Brighton are bottom. So
I think that's the thing when you're looking at the teams down there. Your Leicester, Brighton, Readings, and you could probably throw Liverpool into that mix as well. If you're wondering what my reaction was for, it was for that. So I don't know if anyone saw the pass back was to the keeper from, I can't remember who it was for Everton. Passed it back to the keeper, but the keeper wasn't actually stood in net, stood just slightly to the right, and very nearly an own goal. So that's what my little reaction was for. Barry's little.
You can also throw Villa in that conversation. You know, everybody was hyping them up about them being in the, 6 points after 2 games, and they're still on 6 points now after 4, and potentially after 5 with the way this weekend's gone. So, you know, I think that there's the top and the bottom both look like they're having their same sort of conversations. It's not just going to be Chelsea and Arsenal up at the top as it stands, and it's not just going to be one team that looks like they're going to get relegated, which has been the case really over the last couple of years as well. So it's all good for me. I like it.
I can't repeat what someone just messaged me, but I just told them, they said, what's the Spurs score? I'm hoping to get that score right. This person predicted 2-0, and I've just told them what the score is, and there's a lot of expletives in the response.
Something along the lines of, goodness me, I had no idea that was going to happen. How is that possible? We only beat them by 4.
Something like that. Yeah. I don't think anyone would have predicted anywhere near that.
Well, Spurs didn't have any problem looking behind the lettuce, did they?
There's a lot of people that went for 2-0 in this game as well when you're looking at it from a predictions league point of view.
No, TJ, I don't think Villa will finish bottom. In answer to your done it as I did as well. Sorry, I don't think they'll finish bottom, but they could be in the conversation. Only 6 points. It's only 2 wins, and if those 2 losses or 2 wins for the other teams happen to come against Villa, then it's possible. Oh, go on, shoot!
Lad on the edge of the ball. Good finish. What a finish.
Ailey, lad. Number 1. Ailey, lad.
So
she's done it again. Midfielders scoring goals, eh?
Where's all these people then that were worried about this game saying, we're going to get battered, Skinner this, Skinner that? Not as bad as we thought we were.
Goal in 67 appearances. And it's a great one. Tooney punch in the air in delight.
Yeah, definitely a shout for player of the match, I think.
Yeah, for sure. We haven't really spoken much about 4 in this half, have we?
Lots of comments coming in. Haley lad, love to see it, and that is the win now. That is definitely the United win, so we can celebrate at least going. I say that you watch them score 3 now. We can celebrate at least a win now. Now it's all about the clean sheet. I feel, and from here, let's keep that 100% clean sheet record going.
Well, I think what's important for us here is yes, the clean sheet would be important, and we definitely need to keep that. Part of me doesn't want any goals because I've gone 3-0. So
I went for 2, so I was
oh my goodness. But I think the key thing here now is the goal difference. We know that Arsenal were top alphabetically. Do we think Arsenal are going to beat West Ham 3-0? And that's the big thing, is this is where the goal difference needs to be. If we can increase our goal difference over Arsenal, then all the better.
Yeah, no, agreed. There's a what's everyone saying here? Garcia with the assist. No way in hell they will let them score 3. I'm not going to make a bet or anything, but there's just no chance they score 3.
No.
They might score 1.
And the Garcia assist, it was an assist, but I don't think the pass was destined for Ladd. I think it was supposed to be for Tooney. But ended up at Ladd's feet. So good news for that one.
I really want to tweet something like maybe we're not as bad as people say we are, or something like that. But I know that's just going to wind people up, so I'm not going to go down that road.
Who are these people? You know, people might say that we're not doing so well, but we have done. You know, this is 5 games, and we've got Russo and Stanny coming on. Who's it for? Looks like Tooney's coming off.
Yeah, Tooney, and I imagine Paris will probably come off.
Thing is, who's going up into the Tooney role? Is Stanny really going to go up there? And nice to see Russo back for Garcia. So yeah, Russo's out on the right again, or is she going to go in the middle with Paris out on the right?
There's quite a lot of tweets. I'm just looking at Twitter because I like to see what people are saying. There's a lot of tweets from journalists about Paris saying that people underestimated her abilities. Yeah, not on this channel, but certainly amongst some of the fan base, there was that doubt for her. Russo's gone down straight away. Little bit of a concern.
Head injury, everyone. It's not. At least I hope it's the head, or is she just holding her head because she's not happy?
It's a little bit of a concern. She's come on and
Russo come on, and it's their 38th appearance. I'm worried about her. Oh, no, I'm less worried. Yeah, she's just got a bit of an elbow to the head. And a bit of a knee to the belly. Yeah. Well, not really.
Man City have taken the lead against Liverpool. Doesn't matter too much. Yes, Lanzo. But we're entitled to our opinion. That's the main thing. We're fans that watch every game, and we can have as much of an opinion. It doesn't mean we're right. We're wrong half the time, but you know we're allowed our opinions as well. Connor just checked those journalists for previous remarks and guaranteed there were doubters. I think the doubters was more amongst fans.
Correct. I don't think the journalists were that negative. In fact, I can remember one in Jamie Spencer, 100%. Back in Paris and saying that, you know, she was a great signing. So I don't think it is just the journalists that have done that. I think it was fans, like you said. Ooh, Galton with a cross. And then Russo with a left-footed strike that nearly killed a pigeon.
I was going to say, some target practice going on there. Let's get the feel on Twitter. What's everyone saying? Not that Twitter's the be-all and end-all, but let's see what people are actually saying about today's game outside of
it's
this.
Not just not the be-all and end-all. It's a weird old place.
Hold on, I keep forgetting the men's side are playing and just under an hour. So the men's side lineup is out, which Alanga's starting for the men's, which is interesting.
Nice. You might as well go through the whole lot, seeing as how you brought it up, Connor. So what is the team?
Well, I've just scrolled past it now.
Scroll back down to it.
You have to bear with me while I bring that back up. So it's De Gea, Dalot, Maguire, Martinez, Shaw, so Maguire has come in, Casemiro, Ericsson, Alanga, Fernandes, Ronaldo, Rashford. So,
interesting. Very
midfield. So like to see that. So I'm sure there'll be some haters, there always is, for Maguire coming back in, but he's a good defender, and I'm sure he will do the bits.
Well, he played all right in the second half against Sheriff, so... Oh, she's not getting that. Where hard she runs.
So what have we got left? Just over 15 minutes. If you want to come back in and have your say at full time, we'll be live for 15 minutes or so after full time, because we do want to get off and obviously watch the men's side as well. But I'll stick the link in the chat. Oh, that's a good save by Earps. Oh, that was nearly the clean sheet record gone right there.
Not only were they, TJ, they still are, from what I can see. Got another cross coming in from Everton, I would think, here. Cleared out. Oh, just under the cosh a bit here.
Can't get a tackle in.
And Zellum in the end with the block. But yeah, they're still there. You know, and it doesn't matter what you would say, they will still have you believe that she's a finished player when really all she needed was a run of games. So I think it's madness.
It was indeed. Yeah, and it was a great save from Herbs, right down De Gea-esque almost with a foot there, which was good to see. Did Mary get? Yes, she did. Everton caught. Gosh, she was completely unmarked there. That crosses a little bit lower. Key to the right, Russo in the middle. There's some big scorelines today. Arsenal men's are now 5-0 up.
Crikey.
What's going on there?
It's been a funny old game, I'll tell you that. Funny old day, sorry.
Yeah, it's a lot of results to keep an eye on. We're obviously looking at the City-Liverpool game, looking at that. Can Liverpool get an equaliser there? Because that would, in the context of the top three, when you're looking at when the table starts to take shape, that's probably the team that we're looking at.
So you keep saying that. You're saying when it starts to take shape. At what point do we sit here and go, it's taking shape? It's doing it. It's doing it at this very minute. The top four as it stands is City, Chelsea, Arsenal. United, Chelsea, Arsenal, City. Spurs.
I'm saying when you start getting around to you've played everybody at least once, that's when I start saying the table takes shape, because you've played everybody then. Because you could have a really hard run of first 3 or 4 games. That's not representative to where you are in the league, you see. So you got to wait until you've played everyone at least once.
Nah, bruv. What's this? 5 games in now, and as it stands, like I say, we're going to play Chelsea next week. And at this moment in time, it's after those 2 games, let's be honest, that we're really going to know. I know I throw this about that we are in there to fight the league. But I think we're challenging this year. It's not a case of trying to finish third. You know, it might well be where we end up. But I think it's going to be a much tighter title race this season than it has been. Yeah,
I agree, but I also agree with TJ's point here. I think he means after. I agree with that, because in our next 4 games, we've got Chelsea, Arsenal, City. If we lose all of them, we'll drop way out of the top 3.
If we win all of them.
And that's my point. If we win them all, then we'll be looking at the table going, we could actually win the league. So that's what I mean. We've got to wait and see until we've played some of these teams to start judging, because City have already played Chelsea. I don't think Arsenal have Arsenal played any of the other 2 yet. I don't think they have. So Arsenal have still got those games. I think we'll see then. You know, if we can get a draw at Chelsea next weekend, I'll be more than happy with that. To keep that. Ooh, what's happened here?
There's been a foul and a yellow card. The yellow card has been brandished to somebody. I can't tell if the yellow card has been given to Sneeges.
I agree with that comment.
Or has it gone to Blundell?
Not entirely sure where that's gone to.
Right, so the yellow card's gone to Blundell. The foul must have been on Sneeges. I'm going to say this name.
She just kind of dropped to the floor then, didn't she? I don't quite know what, but there we are. Each to their own. A free kick to defend, about 25, 30 yards out. So how long we got left? Just over 10 minutes or so. Let's see if we can hang on to this win, a vital win as well, to keep that, just keeping the pressure, keep the points ticking along. It's something we were heavily criticised for last season, that we weren't getting the away wins. You know, John Commode raised it on a fans forum recently that our away form last season was quite poor, but we've had 3 away games already in the WSL and won all 3 of them. So that's already a big tick so far in that box.
That's not looking good. She's crying. What's she done? Something's happened. Look at your hands or something.
Something's pulled up there.
And she's not happy. Tears. Well, I think that's the end of whoever that is we're looking at. Hannah Blundell seems to have some sort of cramp or calf issue.
Tactical, stop the game for a little bit.
Maybe, because we were getting under the cost just a little bit there. Doesn't hurt to elongate the stoppage that would have happened for the other one.
Good to see.
Oh, Martha Thomas coming on. Is that for Blundell?
For Blundell. So it's the same sub as we saw a couple of weeks ago. So Galton will go to left back. Maria will go to right back, I'd assume.
31st game of the season for Martha Thomas.
30th of the season?
Sorry, not of the season. Her Man United career.
Yeah, that would be a concern if we lose another fullback. But I think Ona is back for next weekend anyway. I think it was just more of a precaution this weekend that we left her out.
The last thing you would have wanted to take a knock in this game and not be available for a game as important as Chelsea. So, I feel this midfield, the one that he's used here, is definitely one that we're going to use at the weekend.
I've never done this before, but I will ask the viewers in the chat, what shall we title tomorrow's YouTube video then? We've obviously got the match reaction tomorrow at 7 o'clock, so make sure you tune in for that. We're going to have some great panellists back on. Charlie will be back on as well tomorrow. What are we going to title tomorrow's video then? Should we just title it, we're going to win the league? Something like that? Or what should we go for tomorrow? And who has been the standout player? We're going to get to player of the match in a moment between me and Barry. Obviously, that might change when we come to do it tomorrow with everybody. Change of formation. I don't think it is. I think Galton's just gone to left back. Just waiting to see here. Yeah, Galton is at left back, and Maria has gone to right back. So it's the same formation, I think, but it's just Leah's dropped back into a more defensive role,
which makes sense. I don't think it will be Martha to left wing. I think it will be Paris who goes over there, maybe. Or is that Russo? Is Russo gone out to the left?
Annie's definitely down the middle. Paris is definitely on the right. I think it is Thomas on the left, Russo down the middle. That's a good talking point from Lanzel. No Vilder again. Stanley came on ahead of her. Which is interesting considering I actually thought Vilder was all right against Durham. I didn't think she had a bad game.
Yes, she was all right. Scored the goal, but not happening. This is mad. Absolutely mad.
Name it, putting it to bed, meaning all the hate and also finally putting the game to bed. I'm tempted to see what I put on my tweet in a moment, but there we are. Marc Skinner's Invincibles. Yeah, well, at the moment in the league, we very much are.
Well, not just in the league, Connor, we're unbeaten. Over 90 minutes. I can't tell if you heard what I said there or not.
I did. Sorry, I'm typing out a thing.
Sat there, all right. Did that go in his ears? Have I gone?
What Lanza's saying there, Lan's a big plus when she plays. Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. I think she's played today in preparation for Chelsea next week because it's now 8-0, by the way, for Tottenham. So the goals keep coming down at Brighton. Still about 10 minutes left in that one. But I think when Lan play, I think we'll definitely see her against Chelsea. And that's probably why she was brought in again today. As almost preparation for that one.
Oh, go on. That's brilliant. Get in. Oh.
Well, Russo with the effort just past the post there.
Russo's definitely on the left. At that point. I'd like to know where you're getting your updates from, because you're quicker than Sky Sports.
If anyone uses Flash Score, it's always first.
What about Flash Score? But you're certainly being a Flash host.
It's I was one of the OGs on that site. I remember when they first set it up and there was next to nobody using it. Now everybody uses it. Clearly everyone apart from you, Barry. I think on that one. But
do you know who scored it?
No, I don't. That's the only thing it doesn't.
Jessica Naz. So there you go.
It's very quick at the goal, but the certainly in the women's football, it's not very quick at names.
Big old score lines going on there.
Titus, I wouldn't say anything just yet. We've still got about 5 minutes to go. Tunkara Vilda is coming on, so she's going to get.
Can we get 4 minutes?
That's going to annoy people, isn't it? I don't really care, but that's going to annoy people.
Paris coming off for VBR
and Tunkara for Laetitia.
So Tunkara's third appearance, and Barisa, that's her 30th appearance. Yay, we love round numbers. And it makes sense. You would think now the game is pretty much done.
Fair point there as well. Tunkara is on, yet we didn't forget her this week. So she has come on at right centre.
I don't think she is.
Just like the flags on that service either. I don't know what was going on there. I might actually stick a flag in the chat just to see if you
I don't know what happened with the flag either. I don't know why Tunkara's on for me. I'm pretty sure we worked out there that Tunkara was on for Latis.
Can you see that flag, Barry? I just put it in the chat.
No, it says GB.
Nobody can see that, no? Oh well.
It says GB, Great Britain.
It was the British flag.
There we go. I can see what's working now, you know. So that Jamaica one, there must have been 2 Jamaican flags because it said JM.
Yes.
There you go. Field of 4 minutes. Come on, Mark. Twitter going to go off. You know, I don't care what people have got to say about it. I think I've said it before and I'll say it again. People love to whinge. And actually, we just need to be pleased with the fact that we've, you know, every single game that we've played so far in the league, we've won. We've not conceded. We've held on. We held on based on the fact that Everton were starting to attack a little bit, and we saw it through to half time. We've had this, to me, is the first 2-half performance, because we had a good first half performance, tailed off a bit towards the end of it, but it's also had a good second half performance, and we've added to the goal tally. So you could argue this is the first 90-minute performance that we've really seen, which has had both goals and dominance, I suppose, really.
Well, they're not. I'm sorry, Tony. They're not going to like any scoreline. You know, when we win, they moan. When we lose, they moan anyway. So I don't think it makes too much difference on that front.
Yeah, the Skinner-outs.
I'm a proud Skinnerite or whatever they want to try and call me. But back to Yehuda's point here, what lineup would you like to see against Chelsea? Some decisions to make. The only change I would make personally is Laetitia back into, well, obviously playing at centre half, and Ona at right back. I'd keep everything else potentially the same. In fact, no, I'd probably put what's it in? I'd probably put Russo in.
What's it? Can't play a crisp.
Russo instead of Paris. I think Ona instead of Thor and Russo instead of Paris is the only change I would make.
Yep. The midfield three's got to stay the same. Go on, Russo. It's a shame.
There's been another goal elsewhere. Reading have equalised against Leicester, which I think...
I knew they weren't going to hold on.
Did I change I left my prediction.
Player of the match.
There we go, Barry. I left my prediction as 2-1 in the end. So, as 1-1, sorry. As 1-1.
I'm positive I went 1-1.
I went 1-1. I'm sorry. So,
do you
remember I was debating changing it to 2-0 to Leicester?
Yes, I didn't see you change it beforehand. I think you've just done it.
There we go. So, sorry,
we were answering score now, and it goes 2-1.
We're answering a couple of comments here. So Vilda's going to leave. Yes, I would say so. It might be only on loan though. I think maybe a loan in January just to see how she gets on elsewhere.
But I think we'd miss her in terms of depth because she is a good player. But if she's not been playing and we're producing this level of performance,
that's the point, isn't it? You can't change a winning formula, so to speak, or not too much anyway. So how many minutes? That 3 minutes added on. I'll put the link in the chat again for those who haven't seen it. Let's see. So anyone that wants to join, the StreamYard link is in the chat now. I will pin it again so people can see that. So if you want to come have your say, as Lanzell did earlier, you don't need to have your camera on or anything else. Oh, I'm getting another notification from Reading Leicester. Don't tell me there's been another goal in that game. I think there has been. I think Reading might have nicked this. Reading have scored again, so they equalised on the 91st and scored again in the 94th. You could not write this. So did
you have it 2-1 to Reading originally, or 2-1 to Leicester?
No, I had it as 1-1, and I was
when
going to.
You first had it, you was going to go 2-1 Leicester, weren't you?
Yeah, so I'd have been completely wrong.
Well wrong there, yeah. So
Reading have robbed me of. I don't. Did anyone go a 2-1? Reading. Wait, let's have a look. They did. Grace John Commode went for a 2-1. Mickey as well did. Shane did. There's quite a few that went for a 2-1 win. So thanks, Shahuda. Yes, you are on Wednesday with Barry. So make sure you keep an eye out.
Seeing you.
So we'll see how that goes. We've got about 90 seconds now. Barry, who's your player of the match anyway before we wrap this one up?
Gosen. Hayley Ladd, I think, has been superb. I think Nikita Paris could be in for a shout. She's played well. Thor had a brilliant first half. Didn't really need her much in the second half, but did well. And Mary Epps made a couple of blinding saves, so they would be my 4. But I would pick Hayley Ladd, I think a goal and an assist and some great work. So I think it has to be Hayley. Yeah,
I'd say Hayley Ladd as well on that one. Mary just wasting a bit of time. It's going to be full time any second now. So we'll look to bring anyone in who wants to talk about the game for the kind of 5-10 minutes so that we have left on this. So we're just playing it around the back for now. So other results elsewhere. So it looks like it's going to end 8-0 to Spurs.
It is offside.
3-1 to Chelsea, 2-1 to City, and 2-1 to Reading. I feel for Jack, Leicester fan, because they were 3 minutes away from their first win of the season, and they've not only drew the game, they've actually not picked up any points at all.
Nice to see Charlie Debs and Shane on the telly there.
There we go. I've stuck the All For United tweet out as well, so make sure you want to jump on that. Let's have your thoughts on that as well. There we go. 3-0. We shall take that.
4 points for Bazza. Come on.
Cheating. I would have changed his score on the predictions league. I didn't.
I know what I wrote.
But there we are. Let's just quickly see then who else wrote 3-0 just before we bring John in. From
4 points for Barry, 3 points for Manchester.
Ellie also went for 4-0. Ashley, Pete, Matt Johnson, yourself, Barry, DJ Ghost, Charlie Fancy, who's not been on yet as well. So quite a few there. But let's bring people in then. 3-0 win. Let's bring them in. And we've gone one better.
We have gone one better. Oh my god.
We've gone one better. We're actually seeing the man.
How are we doing, guys?
Fantastic after that.
Very nice.
It's like all my Christmases have come at once.
Listen, it's always good when United win, isn't it? It's always good.
Let's hope the men do it in a short time as well. So
I hope so. I hope so.
Go on then. Lanzell, let's start with you then. What's your thoughts on the second half? I think you said we'd get up to 3-0. You said an earlier goal in the second half, and we did, and we scored a third as well. So go on, what's your thoughts on
Well, put it this way, I haven't been doing great with predictions, so I'm happy with the 3-0.
I was going to say you put 3, didn't you? Did you put 3?
Did I put 3? I think I put 3, didn't I?
I don't know. I will double check that.
I hope so.
Go on, anyway. What's your thoughts?
Great second half. First, just a few points for myself. Let's start with the positive first. Mark's doing a great job. Yeah, I know. Even myself, sometimes I'm a bit critical of certain performances of late with Durham, Leicester, even though we won 1-0. But Mark's doing a great job. You're unbeaten. Mary, great keeper. I think, her communication skills for the back line, making brilliant saves. She's clean sheets. I think we all know why she's England's number one. So I think it's great. But yeah, unbeaten. We go to Chelsea. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we can win or get a draw. Just don't lose. But we all know the quality that Chelsea possess. Yeah. Moving on now. Zellem. Yeah. Again, pass and go. Quiet about her business. Does her thing, right? And even me personally as well. I've been a believer now. I've been turning to a believer now, because before I was like, oh, I'm not sure about Zelly, whatnot. Brilliant performance, yeah. Lad, great when she's in the team. I think we're very solid when Lad's in the team. We're winning. Lad's doing Ladinator things. That's fine. Brilliant. Thor, she had a good game as well, even though I think she's playing out of position, but she had a brilliant game. But yeah, the only point that might be controversial again will be Vilda. But yeah, it is what it is. You can't change a winning team, and Mark knows what he's doing, so I can't really complain or say anything. United's won. I'm happy. I hope the men win, and it'll be a great Sunday for me. Thank you.
Indeed. Go on then, John, just very quickly on your thoughts of just bringing up the table now. Top of the league, 14 goal difference. Just can't get much.
It's 3 away wins now, 3 goals scored, 3 points, 3 clean sheets. It's all the threes, isn't it? So, but yeah, it was a very good performance. I thought the second half we showed our class a bit more. Maybe might have had a couple more perhaps as well, but I do think we stepped up the level there. I think it was pleasing because I personally think that when you look at our start, the second half today was perhaps our best second half of the season, I think, because I think we tend to score most of our goals in the first half usually, whereas today it was the opposite. I thought we looked more of a threat in the second half compared to first. Like Lancel mentioned, Lad, I think she was the player of the match. She played a role in all 3 of the goals, scoring the goal, assisting Galton. She won the ball back for the first one. Galton got a goal and assist as well. And overall a very good performance from the team. And I think in the first half, Lancel touched on the threats down the wing and all that. So I don't know why they were taken off. Maybe they were injured, or maybe the Everton manager wanted us to get the win. I don't know. But
just looking at an interesting point that's just been tweeted out. Man United women are now only the second side after Man City in 2016 to win their first WSL matches without conceding a goal. So we win again. We will be smashing records. We're equaling records now. Only Man City.
So 1-5, you mean?
1-5 without conceding. The first 5 without conceding. We're the only City in 2016 have done that.
And did they win the league that year?
Oh, now you're testing my knowledge.
Whilst you're trying to work out that knowledge, you're saying to beat it.
They did. Right, we're on to something.
And
Arsenal haven't conceded yet. So
to make it even better, they went invincible that season.
Wow.
So
fingers crossed.
Yeah, but going back to predictions, I can't believe that I've had a shocking week for prediction. I went for a Brighton win. Can you believe it? So I went Reading 2-1. I thought I put 1-1 for it, but then when I checked and they made it 1-1, I thought, oh, come on, get another. I need it. So that does open up because Ready on 3 now, and you've got Brighton just above them now. They're minus 17 now, I think. And I think, and then just above them's Liverpool. So I think Brighton, Liverpool, and Brighton are all on 3 points. I think.
Yeah,
You've got the league there to share, Connor.
I have. I'll bring it up in a second. Yes, you are. Reading are just ahead of Liverpool. I think it's on goal difference, just by one. I'll bring the table up and get Landell and John, your
Good
kind of
viewing
closing
for us.
thoughts.
Top of the league. Come on, let's go.
Here we go. Let's bring it up because we'll end the stream with looking at the league table because why not? It's going to be really small for you. So let me just zoom in. There we go.
There we go.
Top of the league, 14 goals scored, 0 conceded. That form thing is not updated yet because that should be 5 ticks, but there we are.
Chelsea scored 14 but played a game more and conceded
5.
So
that's no problem.
That's interesting, isn't it?
So go on, Lanzel, talk us through that table.
You know what? I'm gonna make a bold prediction here. I think we beat Chelsea.
Go on.
I really do. No, I'm gonna say it. I think they'll give us a good game. Obviously, they've got great quality. We all know that. But I think we actually will grind out a result and beat Chelsea. I really do. Maya and Turner partnership with Earps at the back, with lads screening that. That's our spine. We've got Russo. We've got our spine back. So we've got threats up front. We know Leo will be on our game. I think he'll start with Garcia. I think he likes Garcia with the pace behind.
Let's go.
I just don't think he'll change. I think we'll beat them. I really do. I think we'll beat them. And I hope we do. So let's see. Let's see what happens.
But just before we have got another person who's been an absolute legend on this channel.
Oh my
another
goodness.
one to have their say. Let's bring Titus in as well.
What a day this is.
Wow.
Hello guys.
I'll remove that.
Is it good evening to you guys? Because here is still afternoon.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Okay. I was just listening to you guys while you guys were speaking about the next game against Chelsea. Well, I just want to say, I don't know. It will be difficult to beat Chelsea, but I am confident that maybe that game is probably going to finish 0-0. I think a 0-0 scoreline will be a very good result for United against Chelsea, and I think we should get a draw. I don't want to raise my hopes so high against Chelsea and Arsenal, but a draw against them will be a good result.
How do you feel off the back of that then, Titus? Obviously, I know you've been in the chat, so I appreciate that throughout the show. But how are you? I know you just spoke about the Chelsea game there. How are you feeling about this side at the moment? Does it look a different side than what we saw last season? Do you think?
Yeah, actually, it seems like we have two different teams. In the WSL games, we are like storming the ground running, but in the cup games, we look at so disappointing in the cup games. But I think, these teams we are beating right now are teams that we are supposed to beat. We need to be beating these teams week out, every week actually. So, but I'm loving it. I'm loving it, and I'm really excited for the team. The team is good. Let's hope we keep all the girls together. So many rumors about players going to another teams and all that, and let's hope we keep Russo in the team to the end of the season. We keep Latun in the team to the end of the season, and all that. But I'm happy. I'm happy with the team right now.
No, 100%. Has anyone else got any closing remarks? Obviously, me and Barry will be back tomorrow anyway to give our thoughts. So I'll reserve, on our thoughts on the game so we can properly dissect it tomorrow. But anyone else, any remarks? We'll be live for about 4 more minutes or so, 4 or 5 more minutes. Has anyone else got any comments on the game? Anyone's player of the match? Actually, we'll go around and do that on who you thought stood out today. I don't know who wants to jump in first.
First, guys. John, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Yeah, but I think I touched upon it. I did say Hayley Ladd because she was involved in all 3 of the goals. And so I do think she is deserved man of the match, although I think Goldson has a shout as well. She quietly went about and got the goal and assist as well. But for me, Hayley Ladd.
Yeah, for me, it was between Hayley and and Zelly, but I'm gonna go with Haley. I think when Haley's in our team, we're just a lot more solid. I think Ladinator doing Ladinator things. So yeah, Haley lad for me as well.
Yeah, for me, when I played football, I was a goalie, so I'm always giving the woman of the match to Mary Earps. Mary Earps, for me, I think the first save she did in the first half, should have that ball gone to the back of the net. It would have been a different game. But I think she for me, Mary Earps, always for me. Every game she is the woman of the match for me. Even when she does not make a save, she is still the woman of the match for me.
I think it's a fair point you raise, though. If that goes in at 1-1, I think then you're looking at a different game, and the fans are a bit more on edge again. But no, we turned it around in the second half. I say turned it around. We were always leading, but stepped it up another gear. I think, John, like you said, we just took it to another level there. Yeah. So
I think confidence is built on that. Just to touch upon the away form, it's like I mentioned this last season. I think we won 4 out of our 11 league games away from home, and we've already won 3 out of 3 so far. So we're looking good to at least. No, I mean we'll find out. We should expect to win, excluding the top 3. You'd expect us to win most, if not all, of those games. So you ideally want to be winning maybe 7 or 8 away games in the season, and then hopefully maybe pick up results against the top 3 away from home as well.
Need to stop calling them the top 3, Johnny lad, because we are the
traditional top 3.
City are the best of the rest as it stands.
Yeah.
Indeed. I will just say I hope this is really, really off topic, but obviously friends of the channel. So if anyone knows, obviously John Foster and Anthony and so on follow obviously our local side Stourbridge. That game has been called off today due to an injury to Zoe Clark. It seems to be quite serious. So I hope that she is okay. I'm told that an ambulance has arrived and that she's been taken to hospital. So I hope that is not as bad as has been first feared. But yes, everyone, all for United wishes, Zoe. I hope you make a.
Barry,
you and I, we went to Stour game last season, didn't we? There was a bad injury in that game, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was. The game carried on for that one though.
Yeah,
I think for this one, it was the only game that was taking place in the FA WNL because all the other games were either the plate or the cup matches. So looks like there's going to be no WNL games at all. But player safety has to be the priority, 100%.
Yeah, no, but there we are. We should wrap it up there because we were conscious of the men kick off in about 7 minutes' time. So I hope everyone likes to tune into that as well. Lansdale, Titus, John, thank you for joining us. Hopefully we'll see more of you in the coming weeks. The Predictions League table will be obviously tweeted tomorrow once the Arsenal game has been played. I'm not quite sure. I've done awfully this week, I know that. But so I'm probably dropping out of the top 10, but there we are. Should be some movers on that. We'll be back tomorrow at 7. Charlie will be back on for a full debrief once everyone's cooled emotions and things like that tomorrow as well. And then we should have a show on Wednesday. We're finalising the details, but we should have a show on Wednesday talking all about Marc Skinner and the tactical side of the game. And then it's all the build-up to Chelsea. Barry will be back on Wednesday, Fans Forum, Yehuda, and a returning
Tuesday. Tuesday's what you're talking about.
Yes, I've got my dates mixed up. Tuesday, there should be a special. Wednesday, Barry will be back on the as with a Fans Forum with Yehuda and a returning guest, somebody who's not been on for months, will be back on Wednesday, plus a few other people as well. So that'd be good to see. And then obviously we got the Chelsea preview. We got Chelsea fans already lined up for that one to look ahead of the big game as well. So I see Lansdale looking forward to that one as well. So stay tuned for that. Thanks to everyone.
We're appearing on Sky Sports at the moment. For the men's channel, they've just flashed up us winning 3-0 in the WSL. So there you go.
That's good.
That's nice to see. But thanks to everyone who's watching. TJ, thanks for your comments as always. And everyone else in the comments, you've been fantastic. And we shall see you all very, very soon. I've dragged that out because I can't find the outro. There we go. We shall see you all very soon.